Let's chat about it. Things that we know. There's always a way to go. No need to be sweet on the road. Let's chat about it. Every time when you speak, tell me so. Let's chat about it. Be sweet on the road. Let's chat about it. Every time when you speak, tell me so. Let's chat about it.
Hey everyone, this is Tanisha, and we are the WellKeptSisters. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Tanisha, and I decided to, God allowed me to do this videos about different topics, sharing our opinions, our issues, our lives. But I'm going to make something clear first. We know there are many opinions out there in the world, so we're not saying our opinions are right. We're just sharing our testimonies and how we overcame whatever it is that we're going to discuss. Today happens to be forgiveness. But before we do that, I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Michelle.
Hi, I'm Shannon. What's up, man?
Hi, I'm Tasha.
Okay, y'all, what I want to do is today, if y'all don't mind, I want to discuss forgiveness. But I want to reverse it. Okay?
Okay.
So let's say, do y'all know how everyone always discuss how people hurt them? How, whether it was on the job, whether it was on at your house, how they lied on you, whatever. What if we reverse it and say what I done did, how I lied, how I did, this. Will it reverse? And people begin to forgive more or quicker. What do y'all think?
That's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have done things that we knew were not right.
Are you willing to share that?
Oh, yeah.
Are you willing to say that like on a daily walk? Well, I think about my life. I think about what I did wrong. So I don't have time to think about what people done to me. You think that work? If you say that to somebody that come to you and say, hey, John, I'm so tired of this job. They just get on my nerve. They constantly lie on me and I know I didn't do nothing. Or what would you do?
You have to think about the fact of how many times you constantly lied. And how many times you did somebody wrong.
Yeah.
Because when you think about how many times you lied to somebody, if you wanted them to forgive you for lying, the worst thing that can happen to a person is to change. As you all know, Pastor was preaching about change.
Mm-hmm.
And you want people to accept you for the new you. But that's hard for people to do if they've been hurt so many times over and over and over again.
So it's a good idea to switch our conversation.
I think it'll help.
Deal with it though. Exactly, and it makes us better as women to because how are we to make the world better if we don't start with ourselves? Right. So yeah, why not flip the role?
So now let me ask this question then, if that's the case. Do you all do that in y'all daily walk today?
Not all the time, no.
He's not through with me yet. I don't know about y'all.
Because what I was gonna say, piggyback on Shannon, it's easy for us to say we want people to see the new us and we change. But when you think about a person that has hurt you or done you wrong out that joke, you always think about what they did, not that, okay, maybe they really did change.
Right.
And it's hard to see.
And it's hard to recognize change because you're looking at a person just at face value and they're telling you, like my mom always taught me, you go by their actions, not more so their words, and I think a lot of times that's hard to do because then you're constantly, looking at everything that they do, trying to see, let me see if he really changed. Let me see if he's going to go in the store for real and not get that beer that he said he's not drinking anymore or whatever. You want to everything be microscopic. You can't do that. You just have to trust it.
So do y'all think about forgiveness?
I do. I do.
Yeah. And when y'all think about forgiveness, let me ask this then, if that's the case, what do y'all think about? Is it you or wanting someone to forgive you from the past? Let's say, for example, let me say, for example, I wish I was a teenager. I can remember an incident, I'm not going to call no names, but I can remember an incident where I wish to this day I can reach out to that individual, don't know where they're at, but I wish I could reach out to them to tell that person, him or her, that I forgive them.
Have you tried?
I'm not able to reach them. I'm not able to reach them. But then I also have a case where I wish I could ask them for my forgiveness, for them to forgive me. for what I did. But that was when I was a teenager. So I think about that now that I done.
Well, have you thought of the point to, since you can't reach them, you say it within yourself, you know, I forgive them and I pray that they forgive me. You know, they're looking at you now, you never know who may see it now.
And that's what I'm learning to do. Plus, also, what about yourself, y'all? Are you learning to forgive yourself with different things?
Well, you have to start with yourself before you can use anybody else.
Okay, since they're listening, what do you do, or what do you do, or what do you do to forgive yourself, to make you learn to, I gotta forgive myself from backbiting, lying, being a hypocrite?
I think the main thing that helped me with forgiveness in both directions is realizing at some point that I needed counseling. And so early on, when I was with Word of Salvation, I went to Christian counseling. And through counseling, you had to do stuff like write letters to the people that hurt you, write letter from your child perspective of things that you did to other people. And then a part of my therapy was reading it out loud. She said you could read it to the person or come to therapy and read it out loud to me. And I'm thinking, okay, if I go and read out loud, it's no big issue. But when I tell you I boo-hoo, cried like you're that person that I'm reading the letter to. So even though you can't reach the person that you're talking about, write a letter, read it out loud. And she said after you read it, just burn it. So you don't have to revisit that anymore. And that really helped me with a lot of stuff from my childhood.
Yeah. So what did you all do to ask for forgiveness?
I got to the point where I don't know, I just envisioned, okay, God's grace and mercy is covered. So, you know, why am I still holding myself accountable for something that He's already, you know, forgiven me for?
Right.
And I'm my biggest critic. Like I hold myself accountable so deep to the point where I do have an issue of forgiving myself for some things that I've done in the past. And just reminding myself daily that God has forgiven me. He loves me enough to forget what I've done, and loves me past that to see me into my future, which is, you know, my future in Him. So yeah, just reminding myself daily that, okay, God loves you. He's forgiving you. Stop holding yourself accountable and move on.
Mine is a process.
Beyond that.
Mine is a process to me, in my head, because it takes longer for me. And
it wasn't overnight.
I still ain't at all. Nowhere near came up forgiving myself. I haven't got to that point.
Well, I'm kind of like both of you. It's a process, but you know, you ask for forgiveness, and you know, like she says, God does forgive you, but it's just hard sometimes for you to move past that. You know, and we all had personal issues and problems. You know, those who are watching, if they know me, you know, they know some of my story or whatever, and you begin to understand yourself more when you begin to release some of that stuff, and it's almost like that person has control over you, because you're constantly thinking about what they did. It's like they're home sleeping and not giving you a thought, and you just tossing and turning, just so mad and upsetting, and you know, and you have to get past that.
How did you release it?
Well, I'm still a process. It's still a process for me, because you know, you do lose trust with people. People lose trust with you, you know, and it takes time, you know, and nobody's perfect. You know, I'm a work in progress every day. But through it all, I know my ultimate goal is to find true happiness in all aspects of life. You know, at work, at church, with my children, friends, family, you know, and you're right, within myself. And if you hold on to all that kind of stuff, you'll never be able to be truly happy, you know, until you make that change.
Weigh you down, especially a part of forgiveness that I hold on to or don't forgive is the anger part. It takes so much energy to stay angry and upset with somebody about something that happened a long time ago, or even on my job, something that happened last week or before Christmas holiday, and you saying, you still think, girl, I forgot about it on Christmas break. I didn't think about it anymore. It was nothing.
So what do you do when that individual is stressing or whatever over what they still think about it, you're not?
Just like I told her, I was finished with that in 2014. I didn't even think about it anymore after the day.
And how do they react? Or do they believe you?
Well,
Do they feel like they believe you?
I don't know, but
do you pray
that's
that
another part of me? Okay, I done told you. I can't help it. They don't see you.
And you know,
when I say something, most people know. Miss Banks ain't gonna just say something. She don't mean it.
So do you pray that they see where you're coming from? Or do you think to pray that?
In the moment, no. But if I have a chance, like the situation she was talking about, I prayed about it over Christmas break, because
that's why
that day I was messed up about it. But sometimes, no, honestly, no. But if they ask me about it or if I can remember, yeah, sure.
And then one thing I can say about Michelle, you know, she and I are very close and we share a lot of things, and she tells me all the time, you know, girl, I ain't about nothing like that. And I'm just like you still asking me, like, well, what about sex? And she's like, Shannon, look, I'm done with that. And I'm just like, how do you just cut that off?
I'm just saying another part of that, because if I dwell,
your favorite word is oh well.
yeah, because if I dwell on life, childhood and all that stuff, I have corners in my mind that just shut out. And when I say I'm done with something, or it's over, it's done, and I have to be there.
So when you say that, now I ask you this, when you say that, do you block it? Or you giving it to God?
Back then I blocked it, but today, no. I mean, there's some situation that, I think about them a lot, and I stay angry with them a lot. Even my situation with my marriage for a long time, I stayed mad. I'm like, we went through all that and all this happened. But when I really think about what happened between us, I couldn't be mad at him, because it ain't like that's not something I didn't already know.
Right.
So why stay angry about something that
kind of like you knew what you were getting into.
But at the same time, it's something I had to go through. I couldn't be with anybody else until I
went through that yourself. Yeah, that's true.
You just have to go through all your feelings.
Okay. What do y'all think?
I don't know. We'll see you next week. Let's chat about it.
Y'all think we're gonna end the premiere? What'd you say? Let's chat about it?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Let's chat about it.
What'd you say?
Let's chat about it.
If y'all like the episode that we just did of forgiveness, how about subscribing to our YouTube, liking our Facebook page, our Twitter page,
And tell us some things you would like us to discuss.
you can leave it at the bottom in the comments below. We also leave links in there with our Facebook and Twitter page, or on the video itself at the end.
We love you guys. God bless you.
Ow!